What's up, everybody? I'm here with the Turbo Miata, and let me try this again. I'm used to being able to hold it closer. What's up, everybody? I'm here with the Turbo Miata, and I'm pretty stoked to say that it drove very well going up to Vegas. Show you just kind of a look around since it's all put together right now. As you can see here, I did get a legit NRG hub or quick disconnect for it. You can even see it's got the little NRG Innovations deal there. I got it on Amazon for like 80 something dollars. You see it's even got the holographic stuff on it. It was sealed up with the tape. I just took it off. The reason why is because this is what I've been running. And I'm pretty safe betting this is a knockoff. There's no logo, no laser etching, no nothing like that. So let's go ahead and dig into this guy. Maybe. I need to pay attention before I just start ripping it open. Oh, look at that. US patent, NRG. Woo! Alright, sticker. That's cool. Some stuff there, and some literature. Ah. Oh yeah. This thing doesn't even have a lock on it anywhere. This right here. Yeah, so normally you gotta push, make sure I don't drop it. You have to push that, right? And that locks back that way. So basically it stays like that when you go and put it in. Maybe. Oh, I guess maybe it helps by turning it, put it in the right way. So this is why I need a tripod back. What is happening here? What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Maybe? There we go. Yeah, that's gonna come off. It's a really easy way to get that to come out there. As you can see. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. That was actually really uncool to mess with. So just looking, feeling it and looking at this and knowing what's already on there. This hideousness right here. Yeah, that guy. The actual hub adapter itself, this thing's fine. That's made out of steel. It's rough and tough and ready to kick some butt. But this guy here, it's going to be a great addition. Simple to put on. You're just going to take the steering wheel, take those little Allen keys out of there, which I think this will actually come with some decent hardware as well. Oh, that's what that's for. This little metal ring right here, apparently for this guy, and you can see it has something to do with that, but it's not there. I'm not sure what those are. I guess I need to read the directions, see exactly what's going on. Cool, short hub adapter. That doesn't even look like directions yet. Maybe they're in here. Oh, look at that, Forrest Wang. I recognize that name. I actually just saw him drifting yesterday at IFO. Sweet. Look at you, Forrest. That's cool, man. So yeah, it's not rocket science to install this stuff. From what I can even see here, the likelihood is that maybe one of those goes in between the wheel Probably has something to do with maybe the horn making it work. So maybe we can get our horn back, even though there's no horn wires at all. Oh wait, no. Are those? No, those are coming. That's coming out of the back side of that. Yeah, so I don't even think we have any horn wires to actually attach to. Not that I care, because I actually took it out anyway. I plan on putting like an air horn of some sort. But yeah, there's our hardware to mount it up. Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to see me put on the steering wheel hub? You want to see me just take those off and put those on and do the same thing that's already right here? Same thing. So, but as far as the car itself goes, it ran great. It ran absolutely flawlessly. I loved it. It did break up a little bit up top because it doesn't actually have a tune on it, doesn't have any fuel on it. I'm running the NA the NA timing map, the spark map's the same, the VE table's the same. I know the guy that I got the Speedy EFI from, the Speedoino, he actually told me that they left it really fat up top and did that for a reason, and mainly just because, you know, richer is safer. And if somebody was gonna do something stupid like I did and try to run a car that needed some rather high fuel demand, I'm pretty sure it maxed out the injectors. I'm not 100%. I need to look and see. But the fact that NA, when I would go wide open throttle, it would just drop to 10. I don't think, now that I think about it, I don't believe I actually went wide open throttle on this at all. And the biggest reason I didn't go wide open throttle is because, first off, the ring gap is the exact same. The spark plug gap is the exact same. I haven't messed with any of the timing, so the timing is fairly advanced. And I didn't have the computer on half the time. I had it on the way up, and I didn't even plug it in. I didn't even try to look. Wasn't a concern. I did a couple test hits around the block before I left in the morning, and it did fine, so I was like, screw it. That seems to be the name of my game. I do that kind of stuff a lot, is I just build something, I test it real quick, it works, and usually when I get done building something is right when I gotta go do something. So let me give you a walk around. Let me turn the light on, give me just a sec. Alright, so let me give you a little walk around. You can see the intercooler tucked up all nice in there, and actually it looks like a radiator. You can't even really tell that's an intercooler. It's got a fairly quiet boost sound, which is cool. You could definitely hear it blowing off, and I've got this thing is ridiculously tight. I think I'm going to loosen it up, and honestly, I just need to get a better one. You can see it's actually got 2 of the screws are missing, and I'm just hoping the diaphragm is actually sealing and being held on right. When I did start it up, the spring pressure is not enough to overcome the vacuum, and so it does leak a little bit and it sucks in. And then this here, I actually have a bolt inside there, and this is all clamped together, and there's no air coming through this filter at all. So right now it's just running off of having this a little tight, and it pulls it at about 1,000 RPM. This here is a brake booster deal. I can't remember if I showed you guys this yet, so I'll just show you anyways. This is a brake booster deal off of my Dodge, and this is just the filter that came with the oil catch can kit. You can see that I'm running it off the PCV line, which I drilled out for the 1/2-inch MPT. It's just running a random hose I had laying around. It is really, really tight, and it did, obviously, as you can see, it didn't have any problem. And the contour of the hose is actually that way, like that's shaped that way. So it worked out really good. I haven't checked the catch can yet. Let's see if we even have any oil in here. I don't believe we do. There's definitely, unless that's machine oil. smells like regular oil. Looks a little bit like regular oil. Smells like it for sure. So I don't feel like taking off the catch can. Let me see how hard it is to get it off. I actually haven't tried yet. It is really cold out here. Yeah. That's definitely going to require the filter wrench, which thankfully it actually has little indentations. You can hear my finger. So it actually is just like an oil filter. So I can just put a filter wrench on there. I'll probably wrap a towel around it or something. You're a towel. And that'll obviously not scar it up. As you can see, our bolts and our turbo manifold and everything got nice and cooked. And it looks good, which is nice. It looks real good. I don't know about you guys, but that kind of like gunmetal gray, that baked in really nice. Looks like everything's sealed up. Oops. Everything's nice and sealed up. Need to come back on those welds. That's for another day. I did blow the coupler off the first time I ran it. As you can see here, this got a little warm, but not too warm. I do know it was running 15 PSI, so it was on gate. I need to clean those out. The clutch actually worked perfect, which I was really surprised with. It didn't have any problems. So I'm starting to think that the clutch was getting hot, which is a sign, it's a weird symptom Miatas have when it gets too hot under the engine bay. Or in the engine bay, rather. And these will actually get hot, and sometimes they'll boil in the lines is actually where it happens. It doesn't happen over here. I just did that as kind of a precaution. So I have been thinking about actually cutting all these sections out. So cutting this out, this big one, these ones, and those ones. But not entirely. Haven't really decided yet. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I know it's already a really light hood, but I was thinking about maybe taking a piece of cardboard and strategically drilling holes, like maybe put some graph paper on it and kind of use, I don't know, some form of pattern, and then just drilling holes in it so I had a bunch of really neat vent holes, and it'd be like a connect the dots situation. Like maybe I can put the MW like on this part right here and have it just be, like on the top, it'd be, the M and then the W. The monkey wrench of Miata. I don't know what else to do with it. I'm not gonna put Mazda. I'm not a Mazda fanboy or anything like that. In fact, this is the first one that I've ever had for this. Actually, no, I had my RX-7 for a little bit longer. Okay, maybe I am slightly a Mazda fanboy. I really like RX-7, so that's a good car. So, anyways, guys, this is kind of just a verbal update. It's really, really cold out here. We're hitting like 25 degrees in Arizona, and it's kind of ridiculous. My wife worked all day today, and sorry I didn't take the race car out at all. I could have. I really need to put the backup on jack stands and drop the rear diff, which is going to require, like, realistically, I may not even have to actually take the rear diff out. No, I have to, because I have to pull the axles back out. Like, I might as well drop the case at that point, because if I have to take the axles off, I have to take drive shaft off so I can pull the front of the diff out. That way I can weld everything. Yeah, at that point, you might as well. I mean, it's what? And I broke one of them last time. So it's got the two big main bolts are holding it in, and then one of the little, like, 12 or 14 mil, I'm pretty sure it's 14 millimeter. I need to fix the other side. I kind of screwed it up. I mean, I might even have to just, like, drill it out and drop a bolt through it somewhere. I might have to weld a bolt in. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to fix that. I have a problem with over-tightening stuff and just snapping stuff. So, but yeah, this is the engine bay, all nice and done. All the Intercooler clamps are all on. I know it's not beautiful. Like, I could turn that in. And what I did rather with the scheme of how all the bolts, I mean, for the most part, you can see, like, they're lined up, right? Everything's lined up here. You saw those just disappeared together, right? And then these are the only two that are off. And the reason why is because I just didn't want that facing in toward the belt. That just didn't seem like a safe idea in case something did happen, even though this doesn't move very much at all. It's got that little bit right there. That's it. So yeah, that also has the moisture and dust blanket on it. The Miata is so low. Realistically, that thing sits just above the steering rack, and I can't imagine that if, you know, like, I'm not going to drive this car through that much water. Look how low we sit. You know what I mean? That's just not a great idea. This is a beautiful engine bay. I'm pretty proud of just how clean it looks. I think maybe if I had a better paint job on the outside, maybe if I just cleaned it up, give it a nice smooth paint job, and then go get a wrap, which I don't know. I've never had a wrap, and I really don't like trendy stuff, and that seems kind of trendy, but it also is kind of cool because you can put neat graphics on a car. So we may end up going that route, but I am pretty proud of this. This is one of my cleaner installs, one of my cleaner engine bays in general. I mean, it does look pretty good. Toot my own horn for a minute. And there's some stuff still that can get cleaned up and polished and whatnot. We got kind of the Christmas colors happening here, which is pretty cool. But that kind of made my day, just to add that to my PFI memorabilia, because later on down the road, you know, when we're all getting old and stuff, I'm going to be like, yeah, man, I knew those guys. They were super cool. Super cool Jimmy Fly Snuka. They really are pretty cool, man. You know, easygoing dudes. It was real nice. They let me just kind of hang out the whole time, which I just couldn't help but stare at Bully 90% of the time. I was just kind of like, holy crap, it's in front of me. I mean, that car inspired so much for me. You guys have no idea. I've been disabled for quite a while. I try to work the best I can when I can. And then there's big chunks where I just can't do nothing. I just gotta rest, and it sucks. And it's been quite a while since I've actually been able to go back to work. So a lot of the stuff that you're seeing is done just on a massive budget, like a hardcore budget. The fact that I even got like a legit NRG, you know, steering hub. The fact that we were able to build this the way that we were. It's not super slapdash or anything. I took a 96 to 2000 1.6 liter Civic intercooler kit and did this with it. You can chop it up to do that and just get a couple of cheap, you know, $6 elbows off eBay. The boost clamp kits, I think, you know, the T-clamps, I think they were like $10. Most of the T-clamps you need will actually come with the kit. You know, but my buddy hooked me up with the filter pipe. You really could just go get that filter. You can get that filter off Amazon for probably like $15, $10-15 on eBay. You know, I mean, the majority, you don't have to do the relocation kit. You don't have to put a different radiator, because this one just would have went like that. It would have been just fine. I just went fancy. You don't even have to do a standalone ECU. This is a highly achievable thing to do. There's no reason why the common Miata owner, for seriously under 500, no problem, this whole entire thing was under 500. Promise you. Even if I just said how much it costs to buy everything. The intercooler kit, it's like 150, maybe $175. Turbo was like $100. So there were, what, 250 maybe? $100 for the exhaust. Random bits catch can I won at an auction for like $7. The AN fittings, I'm pretty sure if I tallied it all up, that's under $50. I mean, realistically, if you shop wisely, this entire thing could be done for $500, no problem. And like I said, we're on gate at 15. This thing is ready to rock. And we do have injectors already. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled thinking that I went through this and I wasn't prepared to increase the fuel. The only thing that we need to do, I would like to send those off to my buddy at Vane Engine Stands and have him check them and make sure that they're good. But I'm pretty sure they are. These are legit Denso RX-8 injectors. Yeah, it's hard to see, but yeah, it legit says Denso right there. Probably help if I took out the package. Anyway, those are what I think like 440, 450cc, and they plug and play. They go right in. It's good to go. No extra work at all. And put a bigger fuel pump in it, and then that's it. And it's ready to go again. Maybe change the fuel pressure regulator, put an adjustable one on there so we could, adjust it with the computer if we can get away with it, or maybe we just adjust it manually. I do have a big old FMU if I wanted to ramp up the fuel pressure. We could do that. I'm pretty sure it's like 14-1 or some crazy crap. Like, we're ready to make some power if the chassis can handle it. I don't think the trans or the rear diff can. I know after we weld the rear diff, it'll definitely hold a lot more. The 7-inch ring gear that's in the 1.8 liter diff that I swapped in, it's way stronger than the Miata's or the 1.6 liters 6-inch rear diff. So yeah, guys, I mean, we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to slide this thing. And believe you me, I plan on sliding the hell out of it. Now, I don't want to do no crazy tandem stuff. I don't want people door tapping me. I'm just trying to go out and have some fun, make, obnoxious smoke. A lot of it to just be single stuff and me kind of learning how to drift this car, which I haven't got to do yet. I used to drift a lot as a kid. Probably shouldn't admit this on camera, but I used to know a lot of people who boosted cars, and I was totally not part of driving cars illegally at a young age. I definitely did not grow up in an area called Felony Flats, where I'm from. None of that happened. So, driving fast and drifting and stuff like that on the street, it's always been something I've been fairly good at. Just learn how to do it at a young age. So it'll come naturally. I know it will. I know there's for $40 on eBay. There's some steering knuckles that I'm gonna get and I'm gonna chop up. I'm gonna make my own jig. Now that we got the welder back in action, because my dumb self didn't have the right wire in it. We got the right wire in it. Thanks again, 802. I appreciate you, dog. Yeah, guys. I mean, this thing's pretty much ready to go rocket sauce. Just not blow up the trans if I can get away with it. I really would like to get a 3.9 diff though. I think that would be a smarter idea for the whole entire thing, because I think letting it have the 410, it's letting too much torque go. I think that's what kills the trans so fast. Put a 6-speed in it, put a 395 rear diff in it, have a little bit less gear change needed, but at the same time, with the 6-speed, you have the closer ratio of the gears, so the torque multiplier is going to be better. You should be able to run up the gears a little bit better, but at the same time, still having the higher top end speed. Because this thing, man, it's like 130 miles an hour. It's just not really, really fast at the top end. And I know a lot of people going, dude, 130 miles an hour is quite a bit. No, it's not. If you think 130 miles an hour is fast, you are slow. And I apologize for the way your parents raised you. 200 miles an hour, that's fast. 180, that's moving, dude. You're going places. You know what I mean? 150 is really not that fast. That's common. It's really common. My AW11 MR2 did 156. And my E30 BMW did 159. So... yeah, it's not really that fast. Once you've experienced it enough times, you're like, we could go a lot faster. 130, slow poking, man. This isn't going to be, a twisty track car. This is going to be a Toge monster, initial D status. Like, I'm looking to go meet some big boys. I want to put my name up with everybody else's. You know, I want to. This is me just kind of sharing goals and aspirations with you. I don't do this just to dick around in my garage. Like, I got some information on this. This thing is going to come along real well here soon. I'm super stoked about it. But that's for a whole nother video where we'll talk about that. You're going to see that motor's going to be in, and this car, I'm confident enough to say it's going to fire up on the stock ECU. We may not get to drive it a whole lot. I'm not sure how that's going to act. I have to figure that out because I'm going to try to run the automatic ECU. I'm confident I can make that work for right now. But I'm saying by the end of January, this is real. This is going to be a thing. It's going to be the first ever J Series all-wheel drive Subaru, period. I know one guy who's attempting it. He got to the same point I'm at and he stopped. That's not what I'm about, man. Nope. No, I've been building this car for a long time. The last thing I ever did in this car before it went down was I put my dog down. My first dog, my little girl, my best friend, 13 years, my absolute best friend. I've never trusted a human like I trusted that dog. And it is a lot of what changed me and what got me to the point of wanting to give up. You know, before I started watching the PFI videos, and they inspired me to, you know, hey, no, you got a little boy, you know, and I want him to grow up in the same kind of environment I did, my dad did, you know, what I saw Brent Shane doing, and I always forget the other little brother's name. I apologize, man, if you ever see this, you know, it's I will remember your name. I'm sorry, but the whole family, you know, I see Brent's old lady goes out there with him sometimes, and she's stoked, and that's kind of stuff that I want for my family. So, you know, guys, he's probably the first ever positive male role model that I've ever had, period, ever. So, never met a lot of dudes that I looked up to, ever. And you know, I've met quite a few of his friends, and I look up to a lot of those guys too. They're all older than me, and that's something I never really had with somebody who was older than me that I could look up to. Well, it's hard to look up to somebody who's your age or younger just because, you know, they haven't lived, and I'm not trying to take anything away from their experience, but at the same time, and saying but is just kind of like a canceler. It really just takes what you just said and screws it up. Regardless, age does play a part with experience, and it makes it hard for somebody who's older to want to listen to somebody significantly younger, even if they've got good knowledge. It's just difficult. My dad always told me, until you got grays on your head, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. He wasn't playing. The minute I started getting a few grays, everybody all of a sudden started paying attention. You know, I got a little bit weathered. I used to look like a little child. You know, I'm in my mid-30s, and yeah, it took a long time before anyone took me seriously at all. And even nowadays, people don't take me too seriously until the clown goes down. You know, I even learned to strip the bass out of my voice when I talk, so I sound, you know, less aggressive and less intimidating. And I've done my best to try to keep my shoulders down. I've learned to do a lot of tactics that kind of make me a little bit more approachable. Just because, unfortunately, like, when you see me in person, if y'all ever see me in person, dude, come up, give me a big old hug, tell me who you are, and say hi, dude. I promise you, I am stoked to meet you. But I look like I'm ready to go to war all the time, and I apologize for that. I don't always look too inviting. So I got to meet Lewis as well. That was really cool. Lewis is one of the nicest people I've met in a long time that I know that I'm gonna talk to again. I can't wait to, you know, maybe do some collaborations or something with him, dude. If you're watching this, man, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you. Thanks for being so cool and understanding. I don't tell too many people about the issue that I've got. You know, maybe I'll come around and I'll tell you guys too. But my disability sucks. I'll just tell you that much. It sucks. I feel like I'm dying all the time, and doctors can't figure out what it is. That's why it's kind of hard to tell you what it is, because we're not sure yet. So anyway, fact of the matter is the car is built. It's ready to go. I want you guys to know that, you know, I've got some heart and soul into these things. This isn't just building a random car and then go, you know, all right, what's next? This garage is not going to be the prison of this channel. We're going to get out. We're going to do stuff. I got some footage from IFO, but there's going to be people that have way better stuff. And a lot of, like I said, it was just me kind of standing there staring at Bully. Shock and awe that I was seeing it in person. And I wanted to make sure that my memory was, you know, committed as much of what I was seeing to it as physically possible, in case this is one of the only times I get to meet these guys and see the car and be a part of that. You know, I'm not a huge fan of drag racing. I literally just came there to meet those guys, and that was good enough for me. I was ready to go home fairly early, and Brent kept saying, no, stay. And I was like, all right. You know what? Tell me twice, man. That was what I came for. And I can't wait to take the car up and have him tune it, see what kind of power he can squeeze out of something, and hopefully we don't break it too bad. And if so, you know, we can find stuff to fix it while I'm there. I'm sure we can. Denver's a plethora of car parts and SCCA stuff. That's all over there for Miata crap. So anyways, guys, this is today's video. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Hope y'all are staying warm, because it's cold. That's why I keep moving around so much. I was trying to stay warm. And blinded by the light. Ow. All right. Peace.